One of the most powerful Pokemon in Pokemon Go is Mega Rayquaza, and it's going to be returning to the game this weekend with a Mega Raid Day, and you absolutely do not want to miss out on it. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you the best counters for this raid boss, and do keep in mind that the counters are different from the last time that Mega Rayquaza was in raids, and I'm also going to be giving you some tips specifically around this raid day. So yeah, let's get right into it. This is going to be a super important video, especially for some of you who still do not have yourself a Mega Rayquaza. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So one of my most prized Pokemon in my collection is actually a Shundo Rayquaza, and one of the things that I often do with this Rayquaza is that I Mega Evolve it. This one Mega Evolution is just a tier of its own. It's just incredibly powerful, and in many cases, it's going to be the best Pokemon in your collection, and I think it's going to be that way for years to come. I think the only Pokemon that will rival Mega Rayquaza at this point is going to be Mega Mewtwo X and Y, but it's going to be several months, even years, before we see those Mega Evolutions. So for the time being, I think it's very important that you stock up on Mega Energy for Mega Rayquaza, which means this weekend's Mega Raid Day is going to be incredibly important for pretty much every single Pokemon Go player. So before we get into that Raid Day and some of the things you need to keep in mind, let's first go over the counters for a Mega Rayquaza raid, because again, I think some of the counters, you're going to be surprised, are completely different from the last time Mega Rayquaza was in raid battles. Just like its non-Mega Evolution form, Mega Rayquaza is going to be a Dragon and Flying type Pokemon. This means it's going to have a double weakness to Ice type attacks, but it's also going to be weak against Dragon, Fairy, and Rock type attacks. But I would highly suggest you bring mostly just Ice types, because that double weakness is what allows you to take this boss down with ease. Now, it's also going to be resistant to grass, ground, bug, fire, fighting, and water type attacks, so if you're using any of those attacks and find you're not doing any damage, that is the reason why. Now, if you want to get yourself a perfect IV of Rayquaza, you will want to encounter one that is 2191, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2739. And Mega Rayquaza is going to be weather boosted by just one weather type, and that is of course windy weather. Now, if you want to secure the win against Rayquaza, you of course need to bring a substantial amount of trainers, considering that this is a Mega Evolution raid for a very powerful Pokemon. I would suggest bringing about 6 trainers that are at least level 30, and if you want to challenge yourself, you could definitely do it with just 2 other trainers in the raid lobby, as long as you're bringing the best counters, but I do think it might be possible to duo it, but I would suggest not trying it because I don't necessarily think it's that doable, but if you have just insane counters, then it might be possible. Speaking of counters, let's go over those right now. Ironically, the best Mega Evolution that you could bring against Mega Rayquaza is going to be another Mega Rayquaza. And of course, if you do not have Mega Rayquaza yet, and that's the whole reason why you're doing this raid, you could just go with some really solid Ice types and you will deal a significant amount of damage. And of course, when it comes to non-Mega Evolutions, White Kyurem and Black Kyurem are going to be the best counters, especially because of just how powerful they are when it comes to Ice type attacks. But a new addition is actually going to be Eternatus. As a Dragon type, this is a super hard hitting Pokemon, and I do predict it's going to be a top counter for many raids aside from just Mega Rayquaza. And then of course, there is the tried and true Pokemon for Mega Rayquaza raids, and that is of course going to be Shadow Mamoswine. And then of course, when it comes to budget counters, that means you could just go with a full team of regular Mamoswine as long as they have Powder Snow and Avalanche as its moves. Now, this is actually something that I've been hearing whenever I do a raid guide like this, that I don't ever go over movesets. So if we were to talk about Mega Rayquaza, Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe are the charge attacks and fast attacks you will want to use. And then when it comes to White Kyurem, you will want to have Ice Fang and Ice Burn. And then Black Kyurem, go with Dragon Tail and Freeze Shock. And with Eternatus, go with Dragon Tail along with Dynamax Cannon. And just like I said earlier with regular Mamoswine, the same applies to Shadow Mamoswine. You will want to go with Powder Snow and Avalanche as its moves. Alright, so now that we know how you could take down Mega Rayquaza raids, I really do think we need to talk about this raid day. So one of the things that you need in order to Mega Evolve a Rayquaza is actually an item called a Meteorite. Now the thing is with Meteorite is that what it does is that it teaches one of your Rayquazas, whichever one you use it on, the move Dragon Ascent. And Dragon Ascent is required in order for you to Mega Evolve it. It's going to be very unique for specifically Mega Rayquaza. I don't think any other Mega Evolution has any kind of conditions like that, but I do think it actually is what sets this one Mega Evolution apart because of just how powerful it is. But the thing is with Dragon Ascent is that it's actually one of the best moves you can have on Rayquaza itself. So even if you have no intention of Mega Evolving your Rayquaza, like, you should still have the move Dragon Ascent because it's one of the most powerful flying type moves you can have. So yeah, I think for that reason alone, you should prioritize getting yourself a Meteorite even if you already have one Rayquaza with Dragon Ascent. It's best to have multiple considering it's such a powerful move that in the future, let's say you were to get yourself a much higher IV Rayquaza, you will want to make sure you have a Meteorite ready so that you could give it one of its best attacks. And maybe that's the new Rayquaza that you're going to Mega Evolve. I really do not know, but that's really going to be up to you. But at the very least, do the timed research, which is going to be available. That's going to give you a Meteorite. That is going to be available to everyone during this raid day. As soon as the raid day starts, you're going to see a timed research, and when you complete that timed research, it's going to award you with a Meteorite. You don't have to pay for it. I think if you do buy the raid day ticket, it's going to give you another Meteorite, but aside from that, pretty much every single player will have one available through that timed research. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, considering how important this raid day is, even if you are a veteran player, you will want to make sure you do all the best to get as much people together and take down as many of these as you can. One thing I suggest is that you make a trip out to like a major city or a big hub for Pokemon Go, where there's a lot of gyms and where a lot of players tend to congregate, because this is one of those raid bosses where not only do you want to have enough players to take it down, but you will want to have extra players so that you could take it down quickly. And the reason for that is because when it comes to these raid days, they actually recycle the raids pretty quickly and pretty frequently. So you will want to make sure you take down as many of these raids as fast as you can, because once the eggs reset, you will want to make sure you get every single one of them. Like in one of the local hotspots where I go, there's about 12 gyms within a small area. And by the time I hit all 12 of those gyms, the eggs typically are just resetting at that moment. So it's really important that you have a large number of players so that you can actually make that happen. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on a couple of those raids and you're going to be really inefficient. I really do think what's important is that you try to get as many players as possible. As many players that you can that have the best counters. Try to go for like taking it down within seconds. I think that's going to be the best way for you to farm up as much Mega Energy as you can. Utilize every single one of those free raid passes that you're going to get. And of course, if you decide to buy a bundle of raid passes, this is definitely going to be one of those Mega Raid days where it's actually going to be worth it. Again, even if you have enough Mega Energy to Mega Evolve a Rayquaza, you should try to stock up on as much as you can, because there's no telling when we're going to get this raid boss ever again. It could take a while, maybe a couple of months, maybe a couple of years. I really do not know, but just to be safe, make sure you're getting as much Mega Energy as you can so that you can Mega Evolve your best Rayquaza whenever you want. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say regarding this raid day. Again, it's going to be happening this weekend. I believe it's going to be on the 18th from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. And do keep your remote raid passes open, because I'm sure you're going to be able to get remote raid invites all throughout the day. So yeah, it's going to be a big weekend and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding this raid day as well as Mega Rayquaza down below. Do you plan to participate for this weekend's raid day? Do you feel like it's going to be one you're going to skip? I would definitely like to know why. So if you have any reasons for doing that, make sure you share it down below, and also share any tips that I might have missed. And yeah, let's all help each other. I look forward to seeing your comments. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the contents of the channel, the best way you can do that is always going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, like for this upcoming raid weekend, as well as other stuff like opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And keep in mind, I always prioritize my patrons when it comes to raid invites. So if if you're interested in that, check out the links. I'll put them in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. That'll be a huge help to my channel, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.